Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the hip hop spot. It's a dude who I've known for many years. His career goes down so many paths. I mean, we can talk about the rapper, we can talk about the actor, we can talk about the activist, we can talk about the all around good dude. But today we try to clear some things up. I got my brother David Banner in the building. What up, man?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Chilling, man. So a couple weeks ago, we reported a story about something that popped off in D.C.
Right.
with you at a nightclub, and
Right.
you know, and when looking at the video and seeing how the media spun it, I know how sometimes media can spin things and take a snapshot of a bigger picture and call it the whole film.
Right.
If you want to break it down to the beginning of it, what was going on?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys. One of the reasons why I'm here is because of the things that you guys said. One of the things that I heard was that we know Banner. There has to be something else to the story. And I was like, bro, why didn't everybody else take that? You know what I'm saying? As much as we do in the community, as much as I have to lose, you know, and we know how, even us watching Ferguson, we see how the media manipulates, especially when it comes to, you know, people of culture. So I wanted to come up here, first of all, to thank you guys for even saying that.
Anytime, bro.
But this is what happened. It was never about getting into a club. Let's be clear about that. I could buy a club, and that's not stunting. You know what I'm saying? So why would I, you know, do all that just to get in the club? First of all, I was out. It was my friend's Andre. He's a doctor. I was out with 2 doctors, bro, and their family. So it wasn't like I was with the homies in the hood. I was literally with esteemed doctors. We were trying to get in the club. I was only there for his birthday. So we had the section or whatever. We were about to get in. It was me, him, his family. So it was about 6 of us. We tried to get in the club. You know how the bouncers act. So I fell back. They was like, no, it's too many of y'all. So I fell all the way back. If you go back and look on Instagram, you see all of the people who I was taking pictures with that night, signing autographs. I wasn't even tripping on getting in the club. As a matter of fact, which will come out, I'd announced I don't even want to go out because we had already been to a club before that. I was like, I'm good. Because I was meeting with Dick Gregory the next day.
Okay.
So I went up and I talked to one of the security guards. I was like, yo, dog, it looks really bad that you had this one white person at the door running all these big black bodyguards and y'all treating these people like that. Like they was handling the people a little suspect.
They do that. You know,
Right.
some of these bouncers get a little power hungry.
Right. And actually, at this particular club, people were hitting me like that's sort
the way
of what
it
they
is.
do. So I went up to do, and I was whispering, dog. I was like, yo, like, bro, this don't look good. Like, look at all these black constituents. It was all black people, and this one white person yelling all of these commands and being pretty disrespectful. So he turned around and gave me the look at, like, Banner, you right. The person came over and yelled at me. What are you talking about?
So he was showing out.
It was actually a
Well,
she.
the lady.
It was actually a she.
Okay,
It was
okay.
actually a she. Because it's still some things going on with it. I can't, be
Got
real
you.
specific. But she was really, really disrespectful. I put her back in her place. I wasn't even mad at that point. But then the the bouncer that I was just talking to turns around on me and swells up. Like he needs to protect Jane. You
Right.
feel me? My dude, I was like, dude, that's what I was just talking about. Are you serious? And then that's when me and him had exchange when he swole up at me. So the cameras turn on after people see that there's a problem. Nobody is
No
filming.
one sees the beginning.
Right. Nobody sees the beginning of what happened, and both of them disrespected me. But this is what I want to say. And please, everybody on the Ricky Smiley Show, think about this. I think this was brought to me for the Most High because this happens to these children all the time who can't articulate things the way that I articulate, who can't call you, who, like, bro, I never raised my hands. I called him a lot of stuff. I called her a lot of stuff, but I never threatened them.
Right.
I never said anything. Yeah, once I got hype, I took the money out. I said I got money and threw the money up in there, but the money never touched them. So why did I go to jail? What did I do that we don't do at parties or these white boys don't do at these football games every day? Like, bro, for my livelihood to be questioned, for my character to be questioned on something that they were aggressive towards me first in both cases. And neither one of them ended up in jail, and they get an opportunity to continue. You know what I'm saying?
Their livelihood, like
Yeah.
business as usual. They're at work the next
Yeah.
day like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, so initially the cops roll up on the scene. They view you as a threat.
Right.
because you're at their establishment.
And I was hot. I didn't see the cops. Like when the cops was behind me, I didn't see them. And honestly, bro, I never crossed that threshold. So I was in the streets. I wasn't even on their property.
So they can't get you for trespassing.
Right, so I'm not going to fall back. And this is what I want to tell all my fans, because the only reason why I really started talking about it, because I was going to let it go. One of my friends teaches in an all-male school in Harlem. And these kids don't really know my music. They know, like, the activists. And she said they had a big debate in her classroom, and they were confused because they were only getting the commentary, from the news, And I have to say this. I got to give TMZ, even though they were the ones that started the story, I got to give them credit because they tried everything that they possibly could to get in contact with me. But my thing is now, like, I want to talk to my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing this for fame. Like, I'm a man. But let's be clear about it. And I just want to say this. Bro, I'm a man before I'm anything. And I hear so many people say that they're disappointed. But you always talk about and love and revere and like to watch movies about black men standing up. And then when one does it in your presence, you don't support them.
They can't deal with it in reality.
Yeah.
They like it fictionalized, but not when it's nonfiction.
And, dude, I got in that trouble because I didn't like the way that black people were being handled. And then for me to see how a lot of black media handled me without even trying to get in contact with me, like literally copy and paste TMZ and run with it, like, bro, that really bothered me. No. That's why I thank you, and I came here to clear it up.
We said on the radio, David Banner could punch a nun, and I will say, hey, what did the nun do? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, at the end of the day, I know how you get down. Yeah. You're not about that rah-rah. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you about the people.
And as much as I meditate and stand on top of mountains, why would I wait until I'm 42 years old to go to jail now?
Right.
Like that's
so
the thing.
This is like your first offense.
Like, dog, this ain't the first time I've done something. This first time I went to jail for it. I've been pretty
fortunate.
Yeah, I've been more than fortunate. I've known how to move things around, but like that's the thing. Like, why would I wait until now, dude? When I run 2 companies, when like, dude, I do music for the World Cup. Like, bro, all of the stuff that we do for the community. But I'm not gonna let nobody handle me any kind of way. I'm just not, bro.
And you shouldn't, man. And like, I mean, like, and I think one thing that, a lot of times our people sometimes like, drop the ball in because like, we could so quickly turn into the angry guy in the elevator is to figure out ways to like, better conflict resolute. Like, and not even just like, black on white, but like black on black. Yeah. So, like, is there anything you felt like you could have done better that night?
No. I'm going to be honest with you. And the reason why is, I probably could have let her scream on me and walked away. I could have, but I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, I'm tired of black folks always turning the cheek.
Yeah.
We always, especially when you the victim, like, look at all these cases with crooked cops are being acquitted. Like, all these things that are happening to black people, we're always expected to be the better person when in a lot of cases, because I've done a lot of wrong stuff, because I got to be 100 with you. If I was wrong, I'd just pay for it and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? If I was wrong, I would have just stayed quiet, because, something else happened in the media that already blew over by the time I talked to you anyway. I could have left it alone, but honestly, I'm proud of myself.
And the messed up thing about the results is, like, for her to even feel like she could talk to you that way shows that she has a history of kind of just wilding out and blacking out on people. But on the flip side, if you didn't say anything, it may have continued.
And they may continue to do other people that way.
And maybe now she's drunk off of power now because, like, somebody barked at me, you saw what happened to them. Like, you don't know how this whole thing's going to play out, but it seems like somebody probably needs to be removed. She should probably be removed from her post.
Corey Smith, who is Dave Chappelle's manager, he called me. He's a really good friend of mine. He said, Ben, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. He said, when they see black males, they already assume some things. He said, I believe when she saw you, she thought you were trying to get in the club for free because she didn't know who you were. So she felt like since all of these black people want to get into the club, that they can handle us any kind of way that they want to. And this is what I said. And this is another thing that bothered me. I addressed it right after it happened. And I literally said this. If this was a one-time thing, then let it blow in the wind. But if this is what's happening to the people in D.C. all the time at this club, they need to shut it down.
And there has been, evidence brought forth that this is an ongoing occurrence. Right?
Well, that's what my fans tweeted me. People have to do that kind of research because then people will try to say that you're trying to slander them and all that kind of stuff.
I hear that.
That's not what I'm trying to do. All I'm trying to say is, like, at what point do we get tired? And right now, bro, like, I've been turning and I've been meditating and I just been being okay. But, dude, I'm 42. You just can't handle me any kind of way that you want to. I'm still a man. And, dude, I was around there whispering. I was being kind. Probably, if anything, man, I probably wouldn't have threw the money. You know what I'm saying?
That added an extra, nuance.
Yeah,
that made it hip-hop.
But that's what I was going to say. Once the show is on, dog, that's like if somebody haul off and smack you and you throw them through a window.
Right.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have thrown them through the window, but once the show is on, it's on.
Right.
Like, I can't be held accountable for what I did when you totally disrespected me, and not only in front of my friends and family, but in front of my constituents too. Like no, my dude. And then as the bouncer, you one of us, homie. Like, that's what really hurt my feelings. It wasn't her. I handled her.
Right.
But as a man, this is what I tell you. The only mistake that I made, and then I'll be done with this. I should have still did the things that I did, but I shouldn't have got angry. Like, I was angry. Yeah. If you look at the video, I was angry, really. And this is what I believe. I believe anger is the devil's remote control. Because if he would have done anything, like if he would have swung or anything, it would have been real bad.
Yeah.
And again, they're gonna blame. It's only gonna hurt me at the end of the day anyway. So if you're gonna do something, do it in your right mind and just keep it moving.
And you were in your right mind that night, or did you have a few?
No, I was mad. Okay. I was mad. I can't lie. My feelings was actually slightly hurt. I got to be honest with you, because I just had this conversation with this black man. We was having a respectable conversation.
For him to turn the switch on and you
and
like
for him
that.
to see her do that to me without me even saying anything to her, and bro, you gonna turn around and swell up on me? Yeah, I gotta give it to you.
I hear that.
Well,
yo, so I mean, I know, that's probably at the extent that you could talk about it. Court cases coming up, but I think anybody who was, you got people like to testify in your defense.
Yeah, all of that's gonna be fine. What I'll say is that with me going through this process, people need to really look at the laws, especially in D.C. Bro, you can do anything. Like, you can turn around and look at somebody the wrong way. And that's a little bit, I'm taking it to another level, but I'm basically studying the laws, especially in D.C. Bro, they can put these kids in jail for anything now. Yeah. And I believe what happened, because it was so many people, I believe they really arrested me to get it over with and didn't know what to charge me with. And just started literally charging me with stuff that I never did, because I never threatened anybody.
Now, did you have to bail out, or you released on your own recognizance?
I was released. Okay. Like, it wasn't a big deal. And I honestly got to say, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but a lot of the cops on the scene turn around and was like, Banner, that shouldn't have happened, bro. Like, that was totally uncalled for. You shouldn't be you shouldn't even be in this situation after that. Like, again, I didn't. If I wanted to fight, you know me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been no threat to fight.
It would have went down.
I never threatened him. I called him what he was. I thought he was a sellout, and I added a couple things. I called her what I called her, and meant it. It still mean it.
Right.
But, dude, I never threatened him, and I never raised my hands until in a threatening way. Or did I threaten their lives or threaten to fight them? So what's the problem? I can't speak loud as a black man in America?
Now, for the petty people who are listening to this interview, exactly how much money did you throw?
I don't know. But I didn't throw credit. They said I threw credit cards. And
who would do that?
Yeah, like that. That's not true. That's not true. Actually, I think it was more receipts.
Than money?
Than money, probably.
I got the George Costanza wallet, too. I'll pull some receipts out on you in a minute.
Yeah, so... But again, bro, I thank y'all for allowing me to clear it up, man. And you, Ricky, all of y'all, man. Like, I appreciate y'all for holding me down, and not allowing people to degrade my character.
Yo, man, we already know what your character is, and you've been rocking with us from day one. Solid individual from top to bottom, man. Even going all the way back to Fort Worth, Texas.
Yep. Climbing up the tree.
Free concert, Sycamore Park, man. Giving it to the people raw, man. So, I mean, just real quick, I know God Box, August now is what we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking August, but let me tell you how the universe works out since we talking about the God Box. And so we actually have the God Box lecture series that's coming to Washington, D.C. on July 9th. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all want to hear about it more, you know, in D.C., y'all make sure that y'all check it out. July 9th, we got the God Box lecture series coming to Charleston, South Carolina. That's July 16th. Y'all make sure y'all can get that on Eventbrite. The D.C. show, you can get it on Eventbrite. And we coming to the Promontory in Chicago. That's going to be a super big one on July 7th. You can get that from Ticketmaster. So you want to hear some more? That's what's up with it.
Well, cool, man. Well, yo, continue success on everything. Man. What's the next movie you jumping in?
Oh, I'm just in Deadbeat Dad Rehab.
Yo, is that the one about the sneakers?
Yeah, nah, that's the show about the deadbeat dads.
It's coming out on TV One, right?
Yeah.
I auditioned for part. I guess I didn't get it. That's cool.
That's all right. Hey, I'll tell you what's really dope. You know, with a Banner Vision, bro, we about to video games, movies.
What, you producing that movie?
No, not that movie, but in
general,
like we got some things, brother, that's really, really about to go down. And that's why one of the reasons why this situation sort of bothered me a lot. Because we're making amazing moves in the community. And, you know, imagine if I wasn't able to get to y'all. Like, people really trust me. And most people don't want to hear the stuff that we talking about anyway. You know what I'm saying? So to win people trust and to have other people to flip it on us like that, we can't afford that. You know, it's hard enough to get people to want to hear things that are positive anyway. And I'm doing well.
Especially the more good you do, the harder people are going to try to bring you down a peg because they want to find a flaw in what you're doing. Oh, this man ain't perfect. They did it to Jesus.
Yeah.
There's no way this man can be perfect. Yeah. Got to be something to it.
And I ain't trying to be perfect. That's why I'm sort of glad it happened because at the end of the day, they still know Banner don't get that.
Right.
Everybody in this room, especially right there, right. Like they like she know, like people know where we come from.
But I mean, but I don't feel people should be perfect either. I feel like, you know, people need to experiment, flaw, fail, and experience the wickedness that's out there. Like I don't want to preach you ain't ever did no dirt. You know what I'm saying? I want to preach you touch hell and been back. You know what I mean?
One of my other mentors, and I really thought he was gonna be disappointed in me. He's like, bro, I'm glad it happened. And I said, why you say that? He said, so now when these kids are getting railroaded in the justice system, you'll feel that. Like you'll personally feel that, bro, because some of the stuff that they did, bro, was so uncalled for, you know, and I'm glad that I'm the man that I am. And I was angry enough where it could have went somewhere else because I didn't see the cops. Honestly, I didn't see them until I turned around, and then once I saw who they were, I was like, all right, cool, but you know, because we got a rule where we from. If we think it's about to go down, you don't grab me, because you grab me, then some of that like so don't
that's
touch
a whole
me.
Different set of charges.
And that's what I was telling everybody: don't touch me. I'm not out of control. I'm upset, but I'm not out of control. Like I'm a thinking man. So again, thank y'all, and the God Box, pre-order it. That's the most important thing right now. You support me, pre-order it.
Well, cool, man. Yo, continue success,
Thank
brother.
you, man.
Good luck with that Deadbeat Dad Rehab.
Thank you, brother.
What part did you end up getting?
Oh, just David Banner.
Oh, you get to play yourself.
Yeah, I got to play myself, and they let me keep the God Box shirt on. Most people don't do that. Like, they gave a shout out to the God Box in the movie. Like, it was real dope.
Maybe that's my thing. Until, like, I get better playing characters, I need to continue to play myself. Yeah.
You just want to get an opportunity for people to see you.
That's what it is. But the crazy thing, I went on that audition, and, like, they sent me some sides. I studied the sides, nailed the sides I felt. And then he handed me a new set of sides when I got there. And it's like, all right, cool, you need to be, like, upset. And, like, you know, I gave them what my version of upset was, and maybe it wasn't quite what
Well, I'll give you a tip. A lot of times, even when you nail it, they just want to see if you're able to take directions well. Because, like, sometimes they'll change, like, half of the script. In one of the Ice Cube movies I was in, like, they changed the whole tone of the movie. It went from being a serious movie to a comedy, like halfway through. So they just want to see if you're able to make those kind of moves. You may have nailed it perfect, but you just want to be able to train, and that's what I'll tell anybody. One thing that I've been doing, I've been in acting school for 10 years.
I was about to ask you, so you continue to go to class. How many like workshops you think you do like in a calendar year?
Bro, it changes. It depends how many movies that I'm doing. Shoot, sometimes, bro, it's weekly. Sometimes it's monthly. It really just depends where I'm at and what I'm working on. But you always got to work on the craft.
Absolutely.
So the more that you work on the craft, they can throw you anything. You know what I'm saying? And then mentally you'll be prepared because you didn't have that exercise before.
See?
Holla at me if you need me.
Dropping jewels left and right over here, yo. David Banner, man, God bless you.
Oh, man,
Love
God
you.
bless you
Continue
too,
success.
man. Same
Good
here,
luck
bro.
in that situation when you go to court.
It's going to be good,
God
brother.
got you,
It's
man.
going to be
God
good. Yes,
got
it
you.
is. Yes, it is.
That's David Banner.
Uh.
This is the hip hop spot.
Shout out DC.